Good morning and welcome to Hashtag Rise and Grind. Glenn Lundy, I am a husband to one, a father to six, and the general manager of Dan Cummins Chevrolet Buick in Paris, Kentucky, the second largest used car franchise dealer in the United States of America. It is 5:30 a.m. and I hope that you are ready to rise and grind.
Good morning, good morning. I just can't wait to tell you how great good morning to you. What's up, everybody? It is Wednesday morning in the hashtag Rise and Grind. That's Wednesday, April 25th. Look, I've been doing really good about getting my dates right. I've been really focusing on making sure I know what day of the year it is. And I know that sounds silly, but sometimes it's hard to remember. But it is Wednesday, April 25th, 2018. I want to say good morning and welcome to hashtag Rise and Grind. It has been a great week this week. We started off the week taking a little look at ourselves, making sure we're holding ourselves accountable for different things. We did a little inventory and we challenged ourselves on Monday. We challenged ourselves in some different areas of our life that I'm going to hold you guys accountable for starting on May 1st. And then yesterday we learned about my man Steve Spray. We listened to an inspirational story about how the guy went from the cornfields to millionaire row, and that was awesome. But that was nothing compared to what we're going to do today, okay? Today I am going to teach you. I am literally going to teach you today in 15 minutes. I'm going to teach you how to become more attractive and better relationally, okay? More attractive and better relationally. Now, by more attractive, I don't necessarily mean so you can go out there and pull all the ladies that you want or all the boys, unless that's your thing. If you're single, then that's the case. But just more attractive in your relationships, more attractive in your connections with your customers, just more attractive in those ways. Now, I want to point something out because, as you guys know, Facebook has been doing some different throttling and stuff. It's kind of hard to find posts, and you're not getting notifications when you're supposed to get notifications, so on and so forth. And my friend Jeffrey Lee Parton was talking yesterday morning, and he was talking about, or yesterday, he just did a live podcast, and he was talking about how in the feed now, when you first log into a live feed, it now pops up at the top, and it gives you an option that says, would you like to follow Glenn Lundy? And if you go ahead and scroll to the top, you should see that, like over here in the where all the comments are, you should see a thing that says be notified when Glenn goes live. So make sure you switch that notification over. That way you can keep following me and following the Rise and Grind and getting better and better and better. But before we get into all this, y'all know what we got to do. We got to go ahead and get some music going. We got to get some music going as we get this thing rolling, as we get started. This is the best time of the show for you to hit that share button, because you are not going to miss anything right now other than a little chair dancing. You're not going to miss anything. So I need you to make sure to hit the share button so we can get everybody up in here on a Wednesday morning. Today's episode is going to be fire. That's my promise to you, Mr. David Richardson. Good morning. That's my promise to you, Prince Sinsuit. Good morning. That's my promise to you, Jamie Wilson and Shane Vince. Good morning. Scott Simon and my man Melvin Rodriguez. What's up? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Carrie Osborne, how are you today? Mr. John Daniel Harley, good morning. And Vicki Everett, hello, hello, hello. Robin Lynn Browning, good morning. I am so glad to see you. What's up, Dave Clayton? Melissa Sigmund, how about that deal? All the way to Seattle, Washington. That's right, 2,400 miles from Kentucky to Seattle. Good morning, Brian Miller and Max Clem. What's up, Patrick McCarron? Haven't seen you in here in a while, my man. Good morning. Tommy Sizemore, Braden Plowman, what's up? What's up? Even my man Martin Mazzetti's in here this morning. That's what I'm talking about. And Wayne Miller, of course. So amazing. Good morning, guys. Make sure you click that little button that gives you notifications when we go live. Make sure you click that share button so we can get some peeps up in here on this beautiful Wednesday morning. And I'm going to go ahead and kill the music. Bam! Because we've got a lot to learn today. Check it out. Check it out, guys. Where's this at? Let me pull this up. Read this awesome book. I read this awesome book. It's called The Like Switch. The author is Jack Schaefer. He's a PhD. And basically, this guy was an FBI. He was an ex-FBI, or he was an FBI agent, okay? He was an FBI agent. He was also a professor of psychology at a college, okay? So it's crazy because he's combined the two. See, he actually did interrogations. This guy actually would interrogate people. He would interrogate, back during the Cold War, he would interrogate Russian spies. He would interrogate them and try to convert them to become spies for the other side, right? Double agents, per se. So one of the stories that he tells is he had a target. He had a guy that he had to convert. And so what he did is he found out what the guy's routine was, and he found out where the guy walked every day, and he found out where the guy, spent his time at every day. And so he found this out. And he sat like in a park. He sat in a park with a newspaper, and he just sat there. And this guy would walk by him at the same time every day, and he would never engage him. He wouldn't do anything. He wouldn't engage him. He just sat there reading the newspaper, letting the newspaper cover his face. And then after some weeks went by, he started to, as the guy would go by, then he would start to raise his eyebrows at him every once in a while, or just a little nod of the head every once in a while. He wouldn't engage with the guy. He didn't have a full-on interaction with the guy, but just maybe a little nod, maybe a little smile. Then the guy would approach him here and there and kind of engage him, and he would just fold his newspaper down and wave and go back to doing his reading, not engage. And he did this for months. And after multiple months of just sitting in the path that this guy walked by every single day, just sitting in his path, this guy finally fully engaged him, and they started a conversation, and immediately he went in and he was able to tell this guy exactly who he was and why he was there, and he was able to convert this agent, this top secret agent for Russia. He was able to convert him to be a top secret agent for America. And nobody really understood why. We're going to kind of break down why today. And this is what's super, super cool. There are some powerful things going on psychologically in my brain, in your brain. There are some powerful things that are going on physically, things that we've learned a long time ago that still apply today. And those are the things that I want to teach you. So we're going to go through a few things today. First thing, whoa, Kurt Whiteside just said hello from Greece. We done made it to Greece, folks. Well, hello, Kurt. Everybody say hello. Let's welcome Kurt in here today on the hashtag Rise and Grind. That's amazing. All right, so check it out. All right, there's a couple things that we have to focus on today. That's going to make us more attractive. That's going to help us out and help us be more relational, help us have better relationships with people. And I'm talking about short term as well as long term, but more we're going to focus on the short term, okay? We're focusing on the short term a little bit more, okay? Now, the importance of body language. Okay, there's this thing called mirroring. Any of you guys ever hear mirroring? All right, I want you to watch. It's really funny. It's really funny and it's really interesting. I do this all the time. I'll watch groups of people. There, for example, where was I at? I was at some place, and there were three young ladies that were in front of me. There was three young ladies in front of me, and all three of them were dressed very similar. They were dressed very similar, and all three of them had their legs kind of crossed, and they had their arms crossed like this, and they were standing in a row. They were standing in a row, arms crossed like this, and they had their legs crossed like this. All three of them. They were mirroring each other. Now, see, mirroring is something that we do. It's something that we do as human beings. It's a show of respect. It's a sign of respect. So as we're mirroring the person that we're talking to, if they cross their arms, we cross our arms. Or if they put their hand on their shoulder, we put our head on our shoulders. We do all of these things mirroring-wise with our body language. It helps show people that you respect them. It's one of the things that you can apply today when you're working with your customers. Take a look at how they're standing. They got their hands in their pockets. Put your hands in your pockets. If they got their hands out, put your hands out. It's a little tiny things like that that trigger some things in the brain, the importance of this body language. Now, important also as part of this body language, there's things called friend and foe signals. Okay, friend and foe signals. And I'm going to go through this stuff pretty quick, so take notes if you are. But friend and foe signals, okay? Now, check this out. This is super cool because once I learned about these friend and foe signals, I didn't realize that I was sending out foe signals sometimes when I meant to be sending out friend signals. So, for example, I'm just going to give you one, and you might have to go to the book to get some more. But a friend signal is a head tilted to the side and a smile. That's a friend signal. A foe signal is a head straight up like this. Your head is straight, and when you're attacking, and you're not smiling, that's a foe signal. So when you're walking down the street, you're just walking down the street, and you're paying attention, and you see someone tilt their head to the side, which is exposing the carotid artery, okay? It's exposing the carotid artery. It's saying, hey, I'm submissive, I'm cool. So when it's tilted to the side, that's a friendly signal with a smile. Whereas if you see people that are looking at you straight or kind of aggressively, you'll tend to shy away from that person. Something you need to pay attention to, man. I used this. After I read the book, I thought, I just want to see how this works. I want to see if this is true. So I go to the gym. I go to Proof Fitness, right? I go to Proof Fitness the next morning, and I walk in, and there's this girl there. She works there, and I've seen her a few times, but we've never really engaged. We've never really talked whatsoever at all in any way, shape, or form. And so I walk in, and I'm walking past her, and I just tilted my head to the side, and I smiled real big, and I said, "Good morning." That was it. Tilted my head to the side, smiled real big, and I said, "Good morning." And this girl stopped in her tracks, literally stopped in her tracks, and she said, "My goodness, aren't you a smooth talker?" That was her response. "My goodness, aren't you a smooth talker?" I thought, what are you talking about? All he said is good morning. She probably had 50 people say good morning to her that day. She'll probably have 50 more people say good morning to her. But because I tilted my head to the side and I smiled, I came off as friend versus foe. Super cool, okay? So the importance of body language and friend and foe signals is something you can learn in this book. That's awesome. Now, another thing that I learned in the like switch that you can apply and you can start applying today is the power of frequency and proximity. Okay, frequency and proximity. This is what he was doing in the early story where he was just staying in the guy's area. He was just sitting there and he became frequent. The guy got used to seeing him frequently and he was within proximity. He was close to him. Now, I try to teach this to my guys at Dan Cummins all the time. And I can use actually me and you, our relationship, as a perfect example. A lot of you that are in hashtag Rise and Grind have never physically met me. We've actually never met in person. However, because of the frequency and proximity, see, you can't get any closer to somebody than their phone, okay? So I'm in front of you on your phone every single day. That's frequency and proximity. We can't get closer. That frequency and proximity makes me more attractive to you. It grows our relationship and it grows our bond, even though technically you and I haven't shooken hands, or a lot of us haven't. But just because of the frequency and proximity of seeing each other every day, we trust each other more. We get to know each other more. Like I get to see you guys' names over here. I get used to seeing your names. It develops a stronger relationship. Frequency and proximity are incredibly important. So as you're trying to build up your social media following, you're trying to build up your personal brand or things like that, it's really important that you stay frequent, consistent, frequent. Be close to me. Be close to me over and over and over. Frequency is key. It's super, super important. Okay? Super, super important. Get in close and get in often. Now, it's also important that there's a feeling of gain. Every interaction that you have with someone, you want to make sure that they feel like they've gained or learned something from having an interaction with you. That's another reason we do so well here on the hashtag Rise and Grind, is I'm trying to add value into your life every time that you talk or spend time with me. Your customers or your spouse, they want to feel like they are gaining something by having an interaction with you. Now, what's crazy about this is sometimes that feeling of gain can be received even though you didn't necessarily give it. I'm going to give you an example. Exercise, for example. Okay? Exercise. When people exercise, they get something from it. They feel as though they get something from it, right? Right. So when a person is exercising on a regular, and they see someone next to them, maybe not even talk to them, maybe not even engage with them, they maybe don't even know them, but they're in this state where they're in this feel-good state, and they continually see this person every time they're in this feel-good state, they can actually start to connect that person with that good feeling. That good feeling they got from exercising can now be connected with the person next to them. That's why you see people in relationships, people who are co-workers and things like that, that tend to grow. They didn't have any attraction in the beginning, but they start to look a little more attractive as things go on, because you guys have these wins together, and you've accomplished things together, and so it becomes a little more attractive. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Last one real quick, and gosh, I know I'm running through these fast. You're going to have to get that book. I didn't realize this is probably something we could talk about a lot longer. But the last thing is the power of touch. And touch is something you have to be incredibly careful with. Be incredibly careful with, people. Do not touch someone until you've built rapport. Do not touch someone until they want to be touched. Probably one of the most important things. But touch is incredibly powerful, okay? A soft little touch on the shoulders, a soft little touch on the lower back, a soft little touch on a hand to show sincerity or to show that you care. These little things can go a long way. Okay, now listen, I know we ran through a lot. Man, golly, we should have probably broke this down into a couple weeks, because there's a lot. But I need you to, if you get a chance, get the book, okay? It's called The Like Switch. It's The Like Switch. It's a great read. You can learn a lot of these things. But I'm going to do a quick rundown on some things you can apply today. Today, I want you to tilt your head and smile. Tilt your head and smile. Every single person that you interact with today, do me a favor. Just tilt your head and smile. It's going to blow your mind. Expose the neck, smile. It's going to blow your mind how people react to you. I also want you to mirror. I want you to mirror your customers. If you're in a customer-based business, I need you to mirror your customers today. If their arms are crossed, I want your arms crossed. If their hands are in their pockets, I want your hands in your pockets. Be aware. Be aware of your body language and the signal that it's putting off on them. Be aware. Now, I want you to also start working on your frequency and your proximity, okay? Frequency and proximity. Just start today. If you haven't been doing this normally, start today. Sean Hayes does a great job of this. Those of you guys that know Sean Hayes, he's there every day and has been for a year. His frequency is there. His proximity is there. He's in your phone. Everybody's starting to know frequency and proximity. It's always his face. You always see his face on the videos, and it makes him close, and it helps us to trust him, and it's important. Frequency and proximity are important. If you're trying to gain a position at work, if you're trying to get a promotion at work, anything like that, get yourself to where you're frequent and you're in the proximity of the people that can help you get to that next level. And then I want you to make sure that you're focusing on giving people a feeling of gain. We've gotten in close, we're frequent, we're in the proximity, we're frequent, we're mirroring, we're tilting, we're smiling. Now we have to add value, okay? Give the person you're across from, make them feel like they're gaining something by being around you, by having a conversation with you. Lift them up, encourage them, tell them something nice. Tell them they've got a nice blouse. Tell them you love the way their hair looks today. Tell them that they're super smart. Tell them that comment or that conversation that they just had was awesome. Give them something, encourage, lift up, value. Value. And then also today I want you to be careful. But I want you to carefully use slight touch, man. I use this all the time. When I have customers that come in at Dan Cummins and maybe they're upset or maybe there's a situation or maybe there was something unfortunate that happened, I always tap them on the shoulder. I always tap them on the shoulder and say, here, come here, follow me. And I take them back to my office and I make sure that when we set them down in my office, I make sure just to use slight touch here and there just to calm them down like, hey, it's cool, man. We're going to be good. I'm your friend. I'm your friend. We're going to be good. I'm going to take care of whatever needs to be taken care of. And it's so powerful. As you guys know, here on the hashtag Rise and Grind, we're going to try some different things. So on Monday, I'm going to try to motivate you as much as humanly possible. On Tuesday, we're going to have inspirational stories from different people like we did on Steve Spray yesterday. On Wednesdays, we're going to focus more on some education, some practical application type stuff that you can use today that can make an impact and a change on your life. Thursdays, we'll get in touch with our spiritual sides a little bit deeper. And Friday, we're going to start having guests on the show on Fridays and see what they look like in their pajamas at their house at 5:30 in the a.m. So a little more structure to the show. I hope you're enjoying it. We are now 80 episodes in. If you need more episodes, you can go to GlennLundy.com. There's more episodes up there. If you need some Rise and Grind gear, you can go get some Rise and Grind gear. If you need your tickets to the event, August 12th, the Rise and Grind event, it's all at GlennLundy.com. But before you go, I need you to know one thing. I need you to know that you are truly an amazing, powerful human being, folks. You are amazingly powerful human being. You're this child of God that was uniquely created to be the absolute best version of you that you could possibly be. God is on your side. It's amazing. It's awesome. And you guys are a part of this elite group of people that are choosing every single day to rise and grind. And that is making an impact. It's making an impact on everyone around you, your friends, your family members, your own lives, in the world, your positivity, all of your posts in the group. It's amazing. It truly is amazing. And I, for one, I absolutely love you for it. I absolutely love you for it. If nobody's told you yet that today, I want to be the first one to tell you, I absolutely love you. Do me a favor, hit that share button. Do me a favor, continue to invite people to the group. And do me one last favor, come join me again tomorrow morning at 5:30 a.m. as we continue to hashtag rise and grind. Have an amazing day today. Have a phenomenal day today. Have the most incredible Wednesday, April 25th, 2018 that you could possibly have. It's the first. It's the last. It ain't never coming back. Go make it the best you've ever had. See you guys later. Have a great day.